As we were building Summit, we would have these opportunities to get big luminaries to speak. And we had a chance to get President Clinton to speak. And the issue with getting President Clinton was that he would do the event, but he would not confirm a long time ahead without us giving a donation to his charity, right? So it was, yeah, sure, we could give you a few days notice when he's in New York City or in DC and he'd love to come. But if you want to book him, months ahead of time and be able to promote him, you need to make a donation. And so we realized we really need to get President Clinton, and it was a $250,000 donation to his foundation. And we didn't have, we were making a couple $1,000s a month each, and we were, literally sharing beds with a pillow between us. And we had moved to a 2-bedroom condo for the Forks Summit co-founders. And we walked into 2 bedrooms, 2 beds for 4 of us. And we literally looked at each other and said, this is the best opportunity of our life. This is incredible. So what happened with President Clinton is that on the surface, we committed to paying him $250,000 and we didn't have the money. But I think in reality at that point, what was actually happening behind the scenes is that we had sold hundreds of thousands of dollars in tickets to our events. And we knew that if we had President Clinton booked, that there were, a few dozen people who would pay in the $5,000 to $10,000 range to come to an event of that caliber. And so, yes, we took this big risk, but it's very different. If I were to, sign a big contract to do a real estate project and I didn't know anything about real estate, or, I signed a lease for an airplane, but I don't actually have an airline, right? For us, we were booking Clinton, but we knew that on the back of booking him, we would be able to come up and sell tickets. And so I think just going back to risk, I do think if one of the, just going into flow state, when you have a team and they're always ideating, the best thing that happens is just the amount of ideas that come out. When it's me and Jeff and Brett and Jeremy, and every single night, we're just throwing ideas all night, dinner ideas, after dinner ideas, late into the night ideas. And it was just basically that Malibu house, Stephen, it was just nonstop idea flow all the time, constantly challenging each other, constantly pushing each other. It was the opposite of, going off to a room by yourself and saying I need to be in silence for 4 hours and I'm going to solve this thing. It was just us in a flow state, all pushing each other.
If what you've heard on Flow Research Collective Radio has been helpful, please consider doing us a solid and leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening to this. Reviews help us connect to a wider audience so we can get these peak performance principles out to more people.